You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Ask Drone U. I am your loudmouth host trying to humble myself, and my name is Paul. You like that?
How do I follow that? And my name is Rob, and I'm just happy to be here. Happy that you are here, and looking forward to another great show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and I think this show is actually going to reach many operators because we're discussing how do you renew your Part 107 certificate? What is there? It seems like the process has been quite mysterious. That's because there is no process. So there's a little bit of a process. So we're going to be talking today very directly about how to renew your Part 107 certificate and exactly what to expect when you do renew. Do you get a new card? Do you get a new shiny picture? Do you get a gold star? Unfortunately, none of the above, but that's what we're going to be talking about today. So thanks for joining us as always. Thank you as well for leaving us a review. We really do appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our YouTube channel, which is growing, and I'm excited about that. Now that we have the right tools to make more videos, it really is awesome. So anyway, let's go ahead and get right into today's question, which is brought to you by the Drone U Flight School. You know who we're talking about. We're talking about us. Just really quick, don't forget, you can get access to over 30 classes and all the resources necessary for just $47 a month. So if you want to, check out the Part 107 recurrency information, well, you can check that out online as well. And we actually have quite the formula for that. We are kind of reorganizing our Part 107 recurrency. We just reshot a new Part 107 class, actually with certified flight instructor Ted Wilson, which you probably know Ted. If you are over the age of 35 and you've ever flown a United plane, you've seen Ted's face. So, because he was in the safety videos. So anyway, he's an awesome character, and we are happy to have him on the team. So if you haven't joined or supported the show or joined the membership to have continual access to lots of classes, resources, this way you can maintain a competitive advantage and continue your success for your business over the long term. If you really want to turn your passion into profit and live the life of your dreams, it's going to take some hard work, but we can help shorten that learning curve. Join us today. Just go to droneu.education.
Hey guys, it's Joe, Omaha, Nebraska. How's it going? Good question. So, I renewed my 107 with much help to your course training, and the gentleman doing the airspace class was just spot on awesome. He really helped me out a ton. I appreciate that. I'd say just my membership alone, having that value just to get reacquainted with everything to pass the test was very helpful, and I ended up getting a 90 due to your test prep, so thank you. So when I finished my testing and the lady said, "You good? Congratulations, you got 90%. I said, "Okay, so what's my next step?" She says, "Nothing. You just hold on to this piece of paper. If there are any questions, you just use that." I said, "Well, doesn't my remote certificate have an expiration date?" And she said, "No, that's an issue date." So she said, "There's nothing more needed for you. You just keep this piece of paper showing that you passed in a safe place." So I considered she was the test proctor. She knew what she was saying, so I did no more. But today I get an email from the Federal Aviation Administration saying, "Attention, drone pilot who holds a remote pilot certificate. Our records indicate your remote pilot certificate issued in 2017 is nearing or has reached the end of its 24 calendar month currency." They don't give any person to contact about this. All they give is just basically do your training, take your test, The only phone numbers on here is for CATS and PSI, and they give you links to study material. Was that lady giving me wrong information? I'm just a little flustered, and I haven't had any time to research into this. And you guys have answered a lot of my questions in the past, and I appreciate that. And what's your opinion on this email? Was I steered the wrong way? Any help would be awesome. You guys have yourselves a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joe. Always good to hear from you. We do appreciate all of the questions that you send our way. And if you're like Joe and have a lot of questions, or even if you just have one question, please get those in at askadroneu.com. We would love to hear from you. It is what keeps this show going, and it's what allows us to have so much fun hanging out with you guys every day. So it is kind of a mysterious process, a little bit, right?
It's a mysterious process because I don't think it's very clear by the FAA. They just expect you to... I'm not even sure you have to log into IACRA. It's literally like, just make sure you hold that piece of paper around with you and make sure you keep your Part 107 certificate with you as well.
But within IACRA, does it have your expiration date?
In IACRA, it does. In fact, we just posted on the Drone U blog all about renewing your Part 107 certificate because this has kind of been one of those issues. And here we go. Drone Pilot License Guide, a step-by-step guide to the Part 107 certificate. So essentially, long and the short of it is that you go in there, you take the test. If you already have an IACRA, which you should, I'm pretty sure this auto registers. There is literally nothing that you have to do. And he's right that there is, it's only an issue date on his card. There's no expiration date. And this is why some pilots are saying they're not going to renew, because a lot of police officers out there, local enforcement officers, they just look at the card and say, okay, your license good.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're not going to have the means. I suppose they could go hop on their laptop in their car and look up your number. Oh, none of them are going to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's crazy.
It's one of those things. It's so easy, guys, but just understand that when you go and you take the recurrency test, there's less questions. So I believe it's only 40 questions instead of 60. You do have less time, and there's less material on the test itself. But that being said, what I keep telling everyone in the Drone U community who's like, hey, Paul, about to take my recurrency, give me the no BS exactly what to do. And I'm like, okay, take all the quizzes and watch the airspace video from Ted. Watch the airspace video probably twice from Ted, and you should be fine. And I think you've even seen some of the posts in the community. They're like, I just watched the airspace video and took the quizzes, and I got a 95%.
Yep.
It's just like, yeah, in fact.
Especially because you are, at this point, you have that knowledge base, right? So
True.
It's much, much simpler, obviously, than the first time around.
And I have to be honest, Rob, every time I revisit airspace, I learn something new. And it's one of those things that every time I watch Ted's class, I'm just so grateful that he taught the airspace section of that class. If some of you are familiar, I taught the rest of that class. But when it comes to airspace, it is a very difficult thing. And I'm just so grateful that we had Ted teach that, because I've had so many people who have gone to other places to get Part 107 information. And they're just like, I missed a couple questions. I realized it was on airspace. He's like, your airspace section is just unreal. They're like, but maybe you could do a little bit better on this, this, and this. And that's why we decided to re-record it. It's been 2 years, so we thought we would update it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Ted is phenomenal. He's teaching from incredible experience. And so there's a lot of insight that he gives that will benefit you much beyond passing the test. Mm-hmm. Which is what I love about having Ted involved. But so I feel like this is going to be a relatively short podcast because there's just not that much to do other than take the tests and keep your piece of paper with you.
And go, you!
And that's really the extent of it at this point.
Yep.
I wonder if
Make sure you do the you in the office.
Yeah, because without that, you're going to be fine. But
Actually,
anyways,
it would be really funny because if a lot of people who listen to the show start doing that at testing centers, everyone's going to be like, why is everyone going, yep, whenever they pass? It's like, well, I listened to the Ask Drone U podcast and they told me to do it.
It's a movement.
We've created many movements before. This is
Some good, some bad.
I think this will be a fun one.
I think so too.
So when
but
you
apologies in advance to all the test centers and the proctors.
You're going to see an article on Drone DJ, like drone pilots yell, yep, after passing test. Starts trend.
Phenomenon in Australia. Yep.
Man.
That's going to be fun. So I do wonder if the FAA is going to start sending out new cards. It can't be that expensive to get a new card out to you with an expiration date on it.
No, you will never get a card with an expiration date.
Why is that?
Because they don't print them. They only print issue dates. So if you request a new card, it changes the issue date to that time, which is why I will never update my card because mine says August 31st, 2016.
Yeah, but they could keep that issue date on a new card.
You'd think so, but I've seen other people who've gotten new cards and they have new issue dates. Which is I
guess technically
it doesn't make sense.
No.
But I mean, like, let's look at the recent hobby rules. Do those make sense? Order of operations says no. Anyway, sorry to be a bearer of bad news. But look, we all want the rules. We all want a safe place to fly. I think that we just need to be realistic about how safe these drones are, which I think they've been proven to be pretty dang safe.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway,
that's going to do it for us today on this very short episode. Remember, if you are renewing your Part 107, you can check out our Part 107 class, check out airspace, check out the quizzes and tests that are online. They're really, really helpful. You're going to go in, you're going to take the test, you're going to hold on to that piece of paper and do nothing. Okay, really important. So obviously you want to make sure you already have an IACRA account, but it should be updated automatically within the test. Honestly, Rob, I can't remember if you have to go into IACRA and actually like update
Can you log into yours?
Yes, I can.
Check it out.
But I'm pretty sure if I remember from last time, I did nothing.
Right. So that would be a good test as to whether or not it's got the current expiration date noted.
Oopsie. Wrong login.
Wrong password. Probably some Belgium
There we go.
reference.
Wait. Nope. Am I logged in?
Don't know.
I can't tell.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you for bearing with us.
All right. We're not going to do this.
silence.
I'm pretty sure
No.
you don't have to do this. So it's this government website.
I don't think it's the website's fault.
It is the website's fault when you mess up the password and you're trying to type it in again, and then it just pushes you back to the original page instead of like actually logging in. On that bombshell, that is going to do it for us today, guys. Long and the short of it is keep that piece of paper with you. It is your proof that you have updated. So very important. Also, we decided not to go into the rabbit trail of should you renew your Part 107 license. I think it's very clear that we feel very strongly that you should, not for any reason other than to legally protect yourself so that, you know, if you're flying legally. I just want to say this again. We said it on the news show. More and more airports are putting up aeroscopes and they're putting up devices to watch traffic. And, you know, with the new enforcement kind of protocol they came out with 2 months ago, if you look at that protocol and how they say, if you see, quote unquote, 5 to 10 drone pilots or issues come up, then we send someone out for surveillance. Well, how do you think they see the 5 to 10 people? Well, we all know they're not going out there and looking at people. So how do you think they're figuring that out? So be careful, guys. Go out there, be smart, be responsible. We want to maintain this industry. We want to grow it. All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
My name is Rob.
This is Ask Drone U.